Before there was something, what was there? In fact, was there ever a beginning? Now that the premise and boundaries of the discussion have been set, we will proceed to the main body of the discussion. The dialogue will be structured in chronological order, beginning at the primordial state of the universe. Isaac, I think you are well aware of the opinion I will support for this part of the discussion. I am curious as to how you, Leonard, can scientifically explain the initial state which precedes the point at which laws of physics break down, before the singularity, a point in the universe's very beginning, when density and temperature become infinitely high, and space and time cease to behave normally. In this state, our current physics can't describe what happens. Leonard, I can understand your eagerness for me to address this question. Creationists rely heavily on the boundary at which physics breaks down, a naive claim to triumph. As scientists, we embrace the fact that there are certain questions we do not have the answers for yet. In fact, it is imperative we do so, as it helps us define limitations to existing theories and assumptions and highlights areas of deficiency. However, relying on conjecture that cannot yet be tested or verified does not in itself provide a justification for God. Isaac, but then I could just reverse this argument to yourself and query how you can develop conjecture that is predicated on physics and mathematics developed for our 4 dimensions, quantum physics and thermodynamics that are applicable to our paradigm, then apply them in some capacity to a dimensionless nothing. Nobody knows anything about the state of a nothing prior to the beginning of time. We are also unlikely to ever know, as the breaking down of physics truncates any ability to extrapolate back to this point. The very notion that physics breaks down, mainly because dimensions cease to exist due to general relativity, Einstein's theory that describes gravity not as a force, but as the curvature of space and time caused by massive objects. And light behaves differently means understanding a notional nothing is most likely beyond our 4-dimensional faculty. We may be at the limits of human endeavours. Surely a more fruitful approach is to observe the behaviour of the current universe and question if its mechanisms permit it being a result of a random but probabilistically unlikely accident. Or if an omnipotent creator has left signs of design and purpose for those that can interpret them, and moreover, want to interpret them. Leonard, to simply resign ourselves to the notion that we cannot comprehend events preceding time is rather pessimistic, especially when the scientific principles we acknowledge may not be applicable, or we lack the means to apply them effectively. It is essential for humanity to strive for an understanding of our origins based on empirical evidence, and if this necessitates a reconfiguration of the scientific model, then that adjustment should be pursued. Isaac, my assertion is that we must confine our scientific models to the parameters of space and time, as these are the only dimensions we can observe. We cannot apply cosmological models to scenarios involving negative time, or a state where time equals 0, as the principles governing time and space do not hold in such cases. In fact, the concept of negative time is inapplicable since time itself would not exist. String theory posits the existence of hidden dimensions within our universe that remain beyond our perception. If we struggle to grasp the complexities of our universe, it is exceedingly improbable that we will comprehend events that transpired before time. This is not to imply that the default explanation must be God due to our limitations in knowledge. However, as I will elaborate later, the coherence we observe in our surroundings and the necessity for an initial cause beyond the confines of our universe suggest the existence of God.